Hello and welcome back to my channel today. Today I've got a pretty cool video for you, which is going to be the GRAU 556 and all its attachments in Gunsmith. Now why is it exciting? Because it's probably my go-to assault rifle and probably my second favourite gun in the game, just behind the MP7. I really love the GRAU. When it came out I wasn't very excited about it, but once I started using it I saw its potential, and boy do I love it. Now as you can see in my loadouts, I've actually got three GRAU setups. I've got the pure GRAU setup for Warzone, which is my sort of go-to setup for Warzone, with the RPG as my secondary. And I think we'll focus on that one today. Now I don't have any optics on it. I've actually got it set up completely for attachments, and we'll go through those a little bit later. I also run it as my, I guess you could call it my secondary weapon in a sniper configuration. Again, with the iron sights, and basically exactly the same setup as my previous one that I've just showed you. And I also run it in multiplayer as sort of my go-to assault rifle, and where I muck around with attachments, I quite often run it sort of similar to my M4 setup as long range, with a scope and stock and so forth on it. But right now I just have it set up as my sort of Warzone arrangement. Now it does run great with a sight, but one thing I love on this is its iron sights, which really frees up the option to run some more attachments on it, which I think is important with this gun. As anything you can add to it really helps. So visually it looks, I think it looks totally awesome. Very crazy. A little bit AK looking, but with a lot more control and less recoil. You know, previously I loved the M4. I used that for a long time, and it's a great weapon, great all-rounder, but I find this gun is just a little bit better. Very similar, but I find it, I'm not sure whether it's got a little bit higher fire rate or it's got a little bit more firepower, but definitely downs people quicker, and I think it has more control, unbelievably. But that's just my opinion, and I'd much rather run this than my M4, although I still love the old M4. Now as you can see I run no optic. I love the iron sights on this. Its barrels really have some good combinations of iron sights. I also run, of course, the monolithic suppressor, as I love that on Warzone. It's got pretty good range and accuracy. I really love the recoil pattern on this gun though. That's why I really enjoy it, and it runs so well with the iron sights. Running it on no stock for a bit of extra control in case I do run into a bit of close combat action. And this gun is great for that too, has some really good stopping power. I run the 50 round mags, just find it a much better option than the standard. 60 I find is a little bit, hurts your stats a little bit more, and I don't think the 60s are really necessary, but I find the 50 is fine, and I usually run in solo Warzone anyway. 50 is more than enough. And then I run, of course, the Commando foregrip for its accuracy. Okay, so let's have a look at all the attachments for this gun. I won't go through any specifics, but you can pause it at any stage and have a look at the pros and cons, or have a look as we just go through them. So here we go. So this is the muzzles. The barrels, some very cool options here. And the key with those barrels are really the iron sights. You'll see what I mean if you start using them. They're very cool iron sights. Optics are your standard fare. This gun does run great with an optic. But I do find its iron sights are just so good, and I love having that extra slot, especially to take the stock off it. Give you a little bit more sort of mobility and control when you get up close if you are using it as your primary. You'll see what I mean if you start using the gun. I'm running the no stock option on it, but these are the stocks. Perks here, standard fare. Very cool to have FMJ right at the top there. Very cool. Rear grips. That void one is quite interesting. And yeah, this Sniper Elite grip is pretty cool as well. And it has the cool rubber grip as well. Grips really make a difference with this gun. It's definitely something you can play around with. Ammunition. And foregrips and launchers. Now you can have a real lot of fun with the grips and the setup of this gun. You can really change it around and make it how you like. I think it's just one of the most usable guns in the game, and yeah, super fun to use. And the iron sights on it are just so good. It's a very addictive gun to use. It's one of the guns you sort of, when you start using it, you really fall in love with it, and yeah, you really want to play around with the attachments and play it in different modes and maps. I really fell in love with this gun very quickly, and I hope today's video will give you a bit of a look at some of the options and might make you excited to give it a try. Perhaps you hadn't thought about it before, you really love your M4, but I can tell you now it works very similar to the M4, but I find it just that little bit better in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely a gun I recommend using. So thanks for watching today. I hope you've really enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll give this gun a shot if you haven't tried it out before. I've got quite a few other videos on my channel. I hope you'll check them out. Maybe you might even become a subscriber. Always got plenty of content incoming. A few different things, my hobbies and holidays and random videos. So there's a bit of something for everyone on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you again soon. Have a great day.